I'm Justin Davis, and this is Drone Camps RC. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Davis, and today we have something new from Holybro. This is the Kopis 1. It just came to me a couple days ago, and I'm super excited because I got to go out and fly this one, and it actually performs like something I would custom build myself. Now, this is different than the Shuriken 250 and the 180, and the fact that this one has top spec race components on here that a lot of us like to use on our custom builds. So this is a lot different even than the Shuriken X1 that came out. Check this out. This is way different. It comes in a case that you can put it in there with the props on. I like that a lot. It comes with that famous Kahoot flight controller on here, a RunCam Mini. It has race spec 2205s on here. They're actually Air 40s, and a really nice stretch carbon fiber frame on here. So we're going to do a flight test with this guy, and we're going to also put it on the bench for you and show you closer some of these specs. So this is the box that came to me in the mail, and inside that box is the Holybro case that comes along with the Kopis 1. This is super sweet because it does have a pretty durable exterior on here. It feels kind of like a rubbery type of finish on the outside with a really durable zipper with rubber grips on both sides. Two zippers on there. And this is the box that it comes inside. Like inside the box is really nice, mainly because you can get your quad in there with the props on. Some of the other cases that they include, they don't fit the quad in there with the props on. It's kind of a major disadvantage unless you're going to take like a road trip or get on the plane. So this is a nice idea from Holybro. They put some extra thought into this case. Now you do get a little bit of a zipper pocket room up above here to put extra props and stuff in. And this is where all of your accessories come into play with the Kopis 1. You get a GoPro mount in here, and this looks like something for a GoPro session. Just go ahead and open this up for you. Pull it out, it'll mount right on top of the quad. And this looks pretty similar to what I've seen from Holybro before. You also get an accessories bag with an extra Kahoot set in here. This is nice because they give you an extra ribbon cable. Some guys are complaining that maybe that ribbon cable would sever in a crash, but you know what? It's pretty packed in there. It's probably not going to happen, but they do give you an extra one if you need it in there, as well as some extra 3M tape and some extra washers in there. You even also get lock washers for the bottom of your motors, extra lock washers, just in case they pop off, so you won't have to run to the hardware store and try to find new ones if that ever happens. I haven't had it happen, but who knows. So also you have an extra strap in here. You get a rubber grommet dampener for the bottom of the quad right here that stick on the bottom of the quad for going up against your battery, hold your battery into place. Personally, I use Velcro. I don't use these because I've had crashes where my battery flew off the quad, mainly because it was just not locked down tight enough with these. So use these with caution. You also get some zip ties in here, and you get a RunCam Swift Mini manual, which is super nice, and you get the band channels that are set up on your VTX here, F through A bands, and 8 different channels on each band, including race band. And you also get 2 sets of tri-props in this kit, which is pretty nice. Now check out the way this straps down. This is pretty cool. It actually has a Velcro strap right in the case that holds your quad down, kind of like a super beefy type of battery strap. You just put it in there and strap your quad down for transport. You probably couldn't get it in here with a battery on it, but this is pretty cool actually. Now let's go ahead and take a little closer look at this quad from the side. Look at this profile. This is following a trend in the community right now. A lot of these companies are building super low profile designs. The bottom plate here is 5mm 3K carbon fiber, and it is a unibody. It also has recessed hardware on here. This is kind of nice. Look at that. The bolts don't stick up at all from the bottom of the frame. Everything is flush mounted on here. I also have a little grip right here for the battery. The strap already comes pre-installed. You have 4 ESCs on the bottom, so it's not a 4-in-1 ESC. Guys that like to be able to replace a single ESC, you can do that on this quad. And they're already pre-heat shrinked on here, so that's kind of cool. They have heat shrink around it. Now I added some extra tape right here because these wires were kind of hanging out a little bit too far for me on front, back, and the rear. So also out on the bottom of the arm, the wires come out underneath the motor and go through the frame right here to the end of the motor here. This is different than what I've seen before on previous designs from Holybro and other companies. Now if you're landing on concrete, that might be kind of sketchy, but in grass, it'll be totally fine if you're using it for racing. Also, these tri-props, they look pretty decent on here. Those are 50-45 props. They are clear. All of them that are included are clear. But I mounted my receiver just back here underneath this top plate, and then I ran my two antennas out right here. Now it's pretty cool. Look at the front and look at the angle on this camera. This is a nice, simple, adjustable camera mount. Just one screw there and you can turn it back and forth. You loosen up both screws and you can go way up past 65 degrees with this camera tilt. Super adjustable. Now another win for Holybro on this design is the T motors that they put on here. They put Air 40s on here, and those are 2450 kV motors. T motors, if you don't know about T motors, those are some of the top spec race motors in the industry. Everybody absolutely loves T motors. Now I went ahead and removed those 4 bolts just to show you how easy this pop top is on this quad. So look at that, boom, you have access to your entire stack right there. Now you're looking inside the quad now, and there's quite a bit of different stuff going on in here. They have a really nice layout in here for you. You have a VTX on the very top. Just below that, like I said before, there's that Kakoot. You can see that ribbon cable going up to that gyro that's floating above the flight controller. And I have a RunCam Mini right here, and I have that wire coming down this way and around right here. So I can have access to change the OSD inside this RunCam Mini. That's pretty cool. And on this VTX is really neat because it is switchable, they say on the box, from 15 milliwatt. I don't know why you'd run it on that, but all the way up to 600 milliwatts. So if you're flying in a big open field, you'll get just about perfect video with 600 milliwatt. If you're racing, you can crank it back down to 200, no problem. But what's really cool about this one is that you can change it with the sticks inside your radio. So if you have FrSky with telemetry, you can go in there and change your channels, bands, and your power settings for this VTX right there on your radio. So that's really a major upgrade for a VTX. It also has built-in OSD and Betaflight, so you can see your battery voltage and all that telemetry right on the screen, which is kind of required these days, that you don't blow up your packs when you're flying packs, so you don't drain them too low. I had a problem years ago when I wasn't flying OSD with just totally puffing up packs. I still do it from time to time. But what's also cool about this flight controller is that you can also change your PIDs and rates using your transmitter sticks with this Kakoot AIO. Very cool. And guys, we also have 128 megabytes worth of flash data on board for your black box logging. That's pretty amazing. And on the ESCs, we have BL Heli 32 ESCs. You can run D-Shot 1200 on these. This is super nice. Very nice ESCs included on this quad. So I don't see that I'm gonna have any problems with the ESCs or the power system on here. Alright, so far I like everything on here, and you're looking at the quad from the rear now, and you can see these LEDs here, and there's a buzzer mounted on the very back of the quad, so I think that's going to be pretty nice. It's kind of integrated into the LEDs, and I've seen this kind of setup before, so this is not totally new, but you can also change the colors of the LEDs inside Betaflight. You can change around the configuration and the way they animate, so that's pretty cool. You can also set this buzzer up on a switch, and you have traditional XT60 back here, so just going to go ahead before we go out and fly and plug this in real quick so you can see the LEDs. They're pretty sweet. So you can see they animate back and forth. That's pretty cool. So anyway guys, let's go head out now and let's do a flight test of this Kopis 1 by Holybro.
you.